Yes, a very good morning to all of our esteemed listeners out there. This is your program, Let's Talk Nigeria, on Golden 97.5 FM, broadcasting live and direct from Yenagoa, and it is reaching to the whole world. I am Paul Obulomu Gbassa. And you know that on Let's Talk Nigeria, we talk about pertinent issues, the things that concerns us the most in our nation. Today, we unpack a big subject, that is the former President Olusegun Aremu Obasanjo's repeated frustration with the way public office holders conduct the affairs of the state, from the National Assembly to the civil service, and as well as the anti-corruption enforcement, and what the numbers are truly saying. The main question is it mere rhetoric or sour grapes, or a serious diagnosis of governance failure? A point we're going to be hearing, of course, we're going to be getting your views, and let's get to see so that we can separate facts from the real emotions. These are the conversations that we have here today on Let's Talk Nigeria. Remember, it is your program, our program. Welcome one more time to Let's Talk Nigeria. Course, and like we said, we are listening today. We're going to be having the conversation about former President Olusegun Obasanjo's frustration on the activities of public affairs holders. Why are they doing what they do? And for us to get to do what, I have to listen to what he said first. Let's take a listen to what he said.
Of the people that are in government, with all due respect, most of them should be behind the bar. And that is the truth. Most of them should be behind the bar. Some should even be in the gallows. Now, if these are the people that are ruling us, then what do you expect? It doesn't matter whether you make whatever you make it will not. So the point is that the character of the people that are coming to government, their attributes, the sort of people, who are they? Look, in my own part of the world, even when you want to give a daughter to marriage, you say, hey, look at the background. What is the pedigree? And that is one thing we really need to think about. How do we select leaders? What should be the character of the leaders we select? What should be their track record? What should be, where should we find them? Are they role models? Look at, in your own case, with all due respect, you are not supposed to fix your salary or your allowances. It's supposed to be done Okay. But you decide what you pay yourself, the allowances that you give yourself, newspaper allowances, pant allowances, sheeting allowances. You give yourself all sorts of things, with all due respect. And you know it's not right. It is not right. It is not right for me to be the one to determine what I pay myself. It's immoral. And then you are doing it. The Senate is doing it. And you beat your chest. And in some cases, even the executive give you what you are not entitled to. You all got 200 million naira. When we were talking about the suffering of the people who put you there, on top of the obscene salary and allowances you give yourself, you got 200 million naira. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not good for this country. So this is the thing we have to do. How do we ask people to suffer? And those people who are suffering, please bear with us when you are not showing any sacrifice. And I'm not showing any sacrifice. You are what you are. I am what I am because I'm a Nigerian. Those people out there are Nigerians. They are entitled. So let us look at it that way. For me, that is what we have to do. And as I've said, and I will keep saying it, we are all sitting on a keg of gunpowder, all of us. If we continue to do what we are doing, which is disregarding the interest of the common man. So we need general moral rearmament. General moral rearmament, to look at ourselves and say, yes, we are all wrong, and where we are wrong, then we need to do things differently. We cannot continue to do things the same way that has not worked for us and say, and then if we do that, we are deceiving ourselves. But let us look at things. What must we do differently at the executive level, at the legislative level, at the judicial level, at the civil service level, even at the private sector level? Because we are all in the same boat. And if that boat sinks, we all sink together. Even if you have been stealing, you have to stop stealing. Because your name, your family, your pedigree, where is that today? Even when the man is stolen, you will say, now he alone go steal, leave him. We should never stop looking at our system, but let us look at ourselves. We have to reposition ourselves. And the harm that we are doing to ourselves in Nigeria, we are not doing to Nigeria alone. We are doing to West Africa. We are doing to Africa. And we are doing to the black race all over the world. Because God doesn't make a mistake. We have the largest concentration of black people in the world in this small land area called Nigeria. And if the black man will make it, it has to be Nigeria leading the black man from making it. To the extent that we are not making it, we are disappointing ourselves. We are disappointing our region of West Africa. We are disappointing our continent of Africa. And we are disappointing the black man everywhere in the world. They look up to us. If God has put the largest concentration of black men here, God expects something better than what we are doing. Let us look at ourselves. It won't go on the way it's going on. And the youth, whatever we may say to them or do to them, what they are demanding is what is the word that is legitimate. As I said, you are what you are today because you are a Nigerian. I am what I am today because I'm a Nigerian. So why should they be Nigerian and be languishing in poverty? Why? And then they make demand for that. And we are not listening to them. They make demand for that. And we are treating it with levity. We are sitting on a keg of gunpowder. They are frustrated, they are desperate, they are angry, they are hungry, they are unemployed, they are in abject poverty. What do we expect? Those boys and girls that have tried to go over the Sahara and go over the Mediterranean, they had 3 hurdles to cross. The Sahara, the ill treatment in the Mediterranean country on this side, whether it's Algeria or Libya or wherever, they go through hell. Then the Mediterranean. Then when they landed on the other side, some of them came here. I listened to them and I was weeping. Now, why should they go through that? Because what you and I
Okay, so welcome back, and that is the conversation that came. It was more or less like a heartfelt plea or talk conversation from the former president, one-time president, President Chief Olusegun Aremu Obasanjo, and the things that he has said. Let's bring it up to the different conversations. He said, according to President Olusegun Obasanjo, these are the things that his concern has been about. Said on the National Assembly and the pay setting, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo argues that it is immoral for lawmakers to determine their own salaries and allowances, insisting the constitutional role belongs to the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. If he's very much abreast with what's happening in the country, as of last week, the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission had also clamored that there should be a rejig or like a reconsideration of the remuneration that is given to our public office holders. And of course, he said the last time there was a review was in 2008. And so these people had come up. So according to him, it's going to be, so he used strong language over the years to describe legislative processes that is coming from Chief Olusegun Aremu Obasanjo. And as he listened, he also had talked about that there have to be a change of God, a change of doing things. The way we do things has to really, really change in this country. And you hear him talk about different things, even concerning the youths, how that the young people are not being heard, or not given the chance or the voice to do the needful, and how some of them even have to go over, trying to hustle and go to other countries to make ends meet. Now, based on these conversations, do these criticisms from the one-time president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, does it reflect the reality that many Nigerians are living, or are they exaggerated? Are they exaggerated? Because if we're to look at it, let's look at the check and balance. Let's look at everything together now. The budget size and the structure of Nigeria. So far, the 2025 budget approved a budget of 54.99 trillion naira. Of course, projected deficit is about 13 trillion. And if you look at this conversation, the statutory transfers and insertions remain contentious, because watchdogs have flagged thousands of projects inserted by the legislature in the 2025 cycle. I know some persons were, to the point where some persons, the conversation came up with about budget padding or not budget padding. That some persons said it's just the norm, say it's normal to do, it comes up, it's in that conversation, that light. The 2024 National Assembly allocation headline figure often cited was about 344.85 billion naira, and it sparked debate about the value for money. Now, let's also see one of the things that he said, and we're looking at the corruption environment. Transparency International, they did a particular report, and as at last year, 2024, for the 2024 report, they scored Nigeria scored 26 over 100, and Nigeria was ranking around 140th out of 180 countries, signaling high perceived public sector corruption. That report is from the Transparency International. It was from the CPI in 2024 that Nigeria scored 26 over 100. 26 over 100. 26 over 100. That scorecard is coming from Transparency International. And they said it is that we also ranked in the ranking of out of 180 countries, we are ranked 140th, signaling high perceived public sector corruption. And of course, the EFCC as an anti-graft agency have reported record recoveries and thousands of convictions in the last year. Yet the public trust remains thin as service delivery lags. Let's talk about something very worrisome: the poverty and the services. What's the so-called poverty and the service outcome? Has it really been? Has it been measured really? According to National MPI as of 2020, now 133 million Nigerians classified as multi-dimensionally poor. Multi-dimensionally poor. That is truly disturbing. So, the question to is Chief Olusegun Obasanjo's frustration, does it resonate with the data on the leakages and weak delivery of the call or the carrying call of the prophetic policies that will change Nigeria and make Nigeria better, as compared to the clarion call from every other person that's saying that no, that it is okay, it's fine. The legislature can come up with their own salaries. It's fine. And don't forget, Obasanjo has criticized the lawmakers for fixing their own allowances. That's what he said. That's what he said in his statement. He had questioned it, but this is one thing you must know. He said that according to the RMAFC, the public clarified a senator's multi-salary plus specified allowances is at 1.6 million naira monthly. But of course, investigative pieces and some past lawmakers have alleged and insist that net monthly take-home plus running costs are much higher than the 1.6 million naira recorded. It is these conversations that make Nigerians concerned. Now, the bigger picture of all of these different conversations is this touches procurement, constituency projects, and budget insertion, areas where transparency tools and public scrutiny are still catching up. So, the basic question this morning is, do you agree with Chief Olusegun Obasanjo that, according to him, it says, even I had to go to different dimensions and say that public office holders should do better? Should lawmakers publicly publish their monthly running costs and itemize spending? Should they do that? Because we want to seek transparency. After all, they were elected by Nigerians. So if they're elected by Nigerians, for the sake of transparency, should they even come up with a monthly report and say this is how we went and this is how far we're fed? Another question that we want to ask this morning on Let's Talk Nigeria is, if we had to pick one reform first from all of these different things, that is audit enforcement, project transparency, or allowance disclosure, which one will you choose for our public office holders? Then is the democracy, what's your verdict also? Is democracy failing or dying in Nigeria, or is it reforming slowly? What's the best way to get to do it? Because remember, democracy is all about raising a government of the people, for the people, and always remember it is by the people. So these are the conversations that we're having here on Let's Talk Nigeria. We're analyzing the statement and the speech of the one-time President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo on the attitude and the way at which our public office holders have been operating so far and how they've been running Nigeria. Some have argued in some school of thoughts have said it is easier when you're not in the helms of affairs, because some said that he also was one time in office. What did he do? What did he do for Nigerians as a whole when he was in office? Some have argued that. Some have also alleged that it is most likely when most politicians are out of office that they begin to make statements as per profiling solutions. But when they are in there, they do not have the answers for Nigerians. So, what are your own views concerning this conversation? The phone lines are open at this time. Want to hear from you? It is 0707 747 1522. That is 0707 747 1522 or 0912 000 1975. That is 0912 000 1975. Let's get the calls and let's hear what you have to say. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gapo, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please, your name, where are you calling us from?
My name is Emma. I'm calling from Iniamagha.
Okay, Emma from Iniamagha. Please go ahead.
Yes, it's a very interesting topic this morning. I think I quite commend you anyway. It's a nice one. But let me quickly go to Obasanjo's comment.
Yeah.
Yes, he said the lawmakers allocate what they want to collect by themselves.
Yes.
I think he was once the president of this country. I think he started giving he was the first elected civilian president.
Yeah, for the photo book.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this republic.
Okay. He was one day. Who spoiled these guys? Is it not him? When he don't have money for his third term bid. This Ghana must go stuff when we heard of Ghana must go and all that. Like, I mean, bringing money in Ghana must go back. Who is a president of America? Look at the kind of selfish interest. They're not fighting for the masses. What will favor them? You see how they will pass it. Mogapo, please, let me just talk because Nigeria is annoying. Nigeria does not want that for. It's annoying.
It's well.
Honestly.
We'll be better. We'll be better.
Honestly,
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. It's well.
It's very well.
It's Ali Crossing.
Oh, Ali Crossing. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
The former president, what will they call Baba Yabo? Very clearly. And for me, if he asks me for the people where they are ruling now, for me, all this stuff when they talk, and confess, they confess, because if he not trust, that's the truth of the matter.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ali Crossing. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Paul Gbassa. I call back again.
Oh, okay, Bambo, please. Just very quickly.
Yes. It's scripture that says, confess your sin and you will be forgiven.
True.
That is why our former president said that we, all of us, we are all wrong. Not that Gbassa just did wrong, so the leader that is coming, they should follow suit. No.
It's also on WhatsApp on 0912000195, and we'll receive it for you. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Okay, Joseph, your volume is quite low. Could you just increase or speak up?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, this is better now. Thank you, Joseph. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you. What I have to say, I think this corruption of the team is rooted. It's not just leaders. The way I see this country, we need a renewal of our mindset. Because, for example, now let me just give you an instance.
Okay.
The government sent palliatives for people. Say, okay, let's give a good set of people some bags of rice, or they have bags, as the case may be. If you have in the first palliative, when they bring the second one, you see that these people who have these things still go back and want to collect. They will never say, oh, the last time I share this thing I have, and I don't think I need it, is to those that don't have. It's out of 100 Nigerians, you will find less than 10% that will say, no, the last one I have is still with me, so I don't need to. They should give to those that don't have. That is how these things start. They are not, it's okay, like when the government say, apply for jobs. People who already have jobs will still go and apply. Why? Because of that greediness. That wants to, that one, this thing that one House of Assembly member used, that people who steal things that they don't even need. You see, so when you become a leader, that mindset is already embedded, and you start, taking things that are not even useful. I think we need to work on ourselves, let's not point fingers at the leaders alone.
Okay.
Now, what little ways can we be forward?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Paul Gbassa.
Good morning, sir.
This is Alison from Okada.
Okay, Alison, please go ahead, sir.
Yes, my take on this issue is that thank God that the former president has come out to air out one or two and outline one or two mistakes we have done in the past. He repeated himself. Now, for me, I don't know. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Okay.
That he was one time. So does it mean that Nigeria, we will not change from what has happened, even though he contributed his own quota in that time? Now that the world is advancing, so we should not be casting blames of he was. Why didn't we think of from now? Let us begin to change. If really the relevant authorities are listening to this program. So by the time we begin to encourage, he was one time, we are also encouraging that the thing should continue in this mode. Look at that, Nigerians are suffering. So the fact the man has outlined so many issues: unemployment, corruption, high political manipulations, and all these things are on ground, insecurity and all these things.
Yeah.
So why did we, as a people, begin to think of how to change from this present time that we are, and begin to make things straight than to begin to cast aspersions of the man was one time this, one was one time that, was one time this. So for me, my take is that as a Nigerian citizen, nobody will tell us that we are not passing through things, including those people that are coming to lay blame on the past president. For me, let us think of how to put measures that will begin to reformation will take place from a day. We need to think of how we begin to reform and put our minds together and make this country a better place. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The phone lines is still buzzing, but remember, it is the time for you to put your voice at this time, because your voice counts, and let's get to hear what you have to say. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my good friend in the studio.
Good morning, sir.
Collins from Obulomu.
Okay, Collins from Obulomu. Please go ahead.
Yeah, brother, the last person have spoken well. We want to lay all the whole blame on our former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. I want to ask this question. Can we continue to think this will be what for us? Yes, Olusegun Obasanjo, former president, everybody, listen, our own time, what you do, what you talk. I want to ask you a question. Olusegun Obasanjo, a bag of rice, how much? Can you know that? A bag of foreign rice, better rice, like that time, I know first, like how much I did at that time.
Well, you know, a lot of things really changed because of the value of our naira. The value at the time back then when he was in power and the value right now is different. Remember that it was the first time when we started buying, as in the phone lines. The phone lines were worth over, some person bought the phone lines at that time, 35,000, 25,000. But he also promised and he brought it down. Now it's crashed. Want to buy a phone line now, it's about 100 now, 500 now presently. Because I've not bought in years, so I don't know what it is right now. So some factors have been there. We understand, but truly, your point too has been noted too. Understand?
Okay. My brother, the reason why we go to school is to learn.
Yes. Yes.
To learn. Okay, now, if maybe the time of Obasanjo, let me put it like that, too. In one time, he no go school. He just they lead us blindly. Good and fine. Okay, now people who don't go to school now, where everything don't enter. So they will continue to lead us the way Obasanjo lead us.
No.
You see, let us be sincere.
Okay.
All we need is change.
Okay.
The change will start from me and you, like the last person has spoken well. We should not be blaming Obasanjo. This and that. Okay, as elderly person. So if you see bad things, because maybe your own time, maybe if you not it, then you continue supporting the bad thing.
Okay.
To continue.
Point
so
noted,
that,
sir.
So when bad things cross the year, don't become a tradition.
That's true.
So now, all this is a tradition to Nigeria. Is that what they are trying to say?
Okay. Point noted, sir.
So that's what I want to say, that it is high time for us to correct that mistake.
Yeah.
We are suffering. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for understanding. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning for Gbassa and Moise. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, I remain the big look calling from Sagbama.
Oh, wonderful. Hi, Sagbama, this morning.
Well, we are fine, thank God.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, issue of reviewing of the presidency, ministers and some other politicians. I don't know if in this country, Nigeria as a government was struggling with NLC to minimum wage of ordinary 70,000. By our records, I think that by record I saw in one of the cable stations.
Yeah.
Most of 19 state governors can't not pay the so-called minimum wage of 70,000. They are struggling to pay that 70,000. Today, 19 states out of the 30 states, 19 are struggling to pay. Then now, Government Revenue Mobilization Committee came out to say that they want to review the presidency, the ministers, the vice president, all that. Some things that they are doing, they want to cause problems in the country. If they try that, there will not be peace in this country.
No, but okay. Let me. Sorry, sir. Let me just make it clear, because even the statement by the one that brought up the conversation now, the statement from the former president, he rightly said that it is not the lawmakers that will talk about the salary. It has to come from the revenue mobilization and fiscal commission, of course.
Yes.
And even when they made the statement last week, they said the last time there was a review was they actually did a review properly was in 2008. It came up in 2015. It was not they didn't accept it. It came up in 2019. It didn't come up. It didn't pass it. In 2022 too as well. So it had come up 3 times. But this ones are looking at, okay, this is the way. So I just wanted to bring that up to let you know.
Okay. Yes, I'm aware. This is that yes, if they are trying to increase their salary, then let them get into this 7,000 minimum wage and pay the ordinary civil servant or workers more than 30,000. Because you cannot tell me
the Senate President, President Tinubu, the Vice President, the ministers are earning 1.5 million. They are earning more than that. That 1.5 million just like basic salary. If you put all their allowances together, they are earning more than 10 million, 20 million. We know we are Nigerians. Let them not do things that will cause uproar in this country. If the revenue people are saying that because of the past time that they are trying to review and it doesn't meet the work, if they want to increase, then they should also think of workers. Because you cannot, in Nigeria today, we are struggling with pay school fees, have increased, school fees are increased, food commodities are increased. Then they're talking of to increase the politicians that make free money. Some of them, they have made the money from government to senators, now to other presidents, also vice. I want to increase for God's sake. Some of these things they do in this country, I don't know. They don't have conscience. Then they have a job with a conscience for far. Don't they have conscience for God's sake?
Okay.
All of us are passing through this thing.
Okay.
All of us are passing, including plus yourself. So please ask them. They don't have conscience. Let me repeat it. Enjoy conscience for far. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Sorry, I want to quickly get to the WhatsApp at this time. And we've got a message. It says, good morning, Gbassa. This is Tony from Amarata. What Baba said is the obvious truth. Look at it. The government is about to increase political office holders' salaries, and can you see that there is no protest before their salaries are about to be increased? I see that Nigerian democracy is simply of the elected, by the elected, and for the elected. Wow. That is coming from Tony from Marmota. Thank you. Like I said, the phone lines are open. You can be a part of the conversation. Call us and also send us a WhatsApp message on 0912-000-1975. And we will be taking your comments. Of course, we have a call right now. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, good morning. Your name, where are you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Evans. What is Mr. Paul?
Yeah, good morning. Please go ahead.
I'm calling from Swahili, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Please go ahead.
I just want to say something. No, it's about the financial. See, there are things at times we in Nigeria, I think it is high time we wise up, you understand? And we should not stop doing that kind of thing that we are used to doing. See, there are things you and I will say in this country. We call you, come and say what you have just said. But if God can raise somebody who is higher, who has influence in the society, and we say these things, you understand? And others will listen. And it is high time we should queue behind that person. If somebody like me should come and say, Nigeria is on the ground of gunpowder, they will come here and say, come and say what I just said. You understand? Because we don't even have the power to say that. So God has raised somebody that will tell you the truth. It's a warning to Nigerians. And I believe Nigerians should listen and so just stop blame game. There are words we cannot say on radio. But there are men who have that insight. They can say it, nothing will happen. People like this one, they are saying the truth. And people just keep behind him. Though he has made a mistake in the past. And people saying that he agree. He's following up, you understand? And he doesn't want the both ways it's going, you understand? They have all done wrong. But he agreed that they have done wrong. And God don't want the kids to move forward. So Nigeria should keep behind and accept it the way it is and support the man that is saying what is right, not just to come and blame person. We are just free to blame people. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the comment. Thank you. Of course, the conversation. One thing we must also put out at this time is the fact that all comments and opinions are independent of Goldie 97.5 FM. They are strictly the opinions of the callers that have made the comments, and you are free to. It's your comment, but please, while you're making the comment, please be as civil as you can. We're taking the last two callers before we end the show this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Chikobi, the call from Obele.
Okay, Chikobi, please go ahead.
Yeah, based on the statement of our former president, Obasanjo, I will go on this way saying that why do we born Peking? You born Peking so that your Peking can do some of those things you could not be able to do when you are in youth time. So if we are find out a mistake from our leaders, because the way the leaders are doing, they are just doing as if they are only people on this country. They are just doing as if those people that are doing business are not human beings. Those people are just doing other business, other minor things. They are not, unless on civil servants. At which time they talk about the common men. Last time they talk about the increment of minimum wage from 18,000 to 70,000. What of ordinary wheelbarrow pusher? What of that market man or that market woman? What difference they give to those kind of people? Now they are coming for the presidential salary. You are collecting up to 1.5 million, but your salary is more than 100 million in a month. Okay, for instance, look at what Joseph Kalu tell us, a senator from our state. Say that they collect up to 14 million, at least 14 million monthly. So when you hear this kind of a thing, until you are bargaining to give the other person 70,000, does it balance? Nigeria could have done something that would favor everybody. Not even talk only as if only politicians that we have on this country. Other people are there. Not only politicians we have on this country. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Chikobi, for that. And we understand the different conversations that are coming up. I tell you that it's a concern. It's a growing concern. I'll take the final call before we end the show this morning, and it has to be from... Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gbassa.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Well, my brother is Tony calling from Monopa.
Okay, Tony, please, 60 seconds, please.
Yes, I want to contribute my own about our former president saying. It's true, the man have done the mistake already. Because Obasanjo bring one of most of our problems today. For Obasanjo get the right election, I believe by today, we talk about partisanship. But I believe that this is a proposal. They want to increase. But I believe people like Obulomu Tinubu, he's a decent president. He's a man of the people. People cannot allow this country to happen. I believe people like Akpa cannot allow this thing to happen. But I believe that as they propose this thing, let us and the House of Rep members and our president come it down that cannot work for now. Because Nigeria is not so happy. Nigeria is not good for now. Increase our production salary for now. Because they're making it. It's true that there's a lot of money in Nigeria now to politicians' hands. Not our few people hands. For politicians' hands, there's a lot of money for their hands for now. But no delay will increase their own salary. We increase the salary from another 1.5 million to nothing again. But when we increase the salary, we increase the other allowances. So please, I'm begging our Mr. President, the hearing president, to calm this thing down. There's no more increasement of the salary of politicians. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you. Well, it's been an interesting conversation this morning, and we've seen the different things. We've seen the different things that have been said. But let's in closing, before we go to do it, I want to thank everyone. But this is what I want to say. President Olusegun Obasanjo's frustration into real governance problems, opaque costs, weak project delivery, and justice deficits. These are things that he's raised. He's talked about it as a concern. Like everybody has said, it is a concern for Nigerians as a whole. Truly, he was in power. Is he now in power? He's no longer in power, but he was once in the helms of affairs. But in his statement, he said, we have all wrong Nigerians. Can we go beyond the present wrong and see how we can right the wrong and make Nigeria great? That is what counts. Remember, the solution exists. In every problem, there's a solution. Someone rightly said that problems gravitate towards the solutions. Can you be a solution today? Can we as Nigerians rise above all these things? Like we always mention here on the show, Bayelsa will be built by Bayelsans. Nigeria will be built by Nigerians. Let's put our hands together. Let's think about transparency. Let's think about people-centric policies. And this country called Nigeria, our dear country, will be great and will do well. And that's the package for today on Let's Talk Nigeria. Thank you to all of our callers. Thank you for those of you that sent your messages. It is great. And of course, keep winning and keep listening and keep enjoying. And thank you for listening. And don't go anywhere. Of course, we have a song by Spyro that said Applaudisse. And by the top of the hour, we'll come up with the headline news.